Hello, my love. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back for another video. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I had kind of been thinking about recently when I'm walking. It's kind of this idea that I think I started people pleasing, or one of the reasons I started people pleasing, and I'll explain in a second, was because I didn't want to be deemed an angry Black woman. And I never really thought about this until, like I said, just recently. Just the thought kept coming to me when I'm walking or when I'm journaling or anytime when I'm saying like hi or good morning to someone when I kind of didn't want to do it. And I don't know if you're like me, if you're a Black woman and this has happened to you, but basically where you don't want to be lumped into something that society kind of created, the angry Black woman, this idea that Black women are angry all the time, which I'm not. I do get angry, but I have friends that are not Black that get more angry than me more often than I do. And I guess at the time, I did not want, or this my whole life really, subconsciously, I did not want to be lumped into that category. And I started to literally, people please. Like I started to be nice even when I didn't want to be nice, just because I did not want to come off that way. Even with like men approaching me, I didn't want to feel that way. Like if they came up to me, I didn't want them to be like, oh, that Black B word, she mad, she don't want to give me her number. All the things you see and have experienced if you're a woman and somebody's trying to holler at you or get at you and you aren't interested in how they interact. But for me, it was specifically not wanting to come off as an angry Black woman. And it's something that I didn't realize has kind of ran my life for a long time. And right now I'm just speaking off of just what I've experienced. I have no notes on this. I'm just explaining and sharing, because maybe you as a Black woman, if you're watching this, or somebody who's a Black woman, maybe you have done this and you didn't realize it. And so what I can recall is just growing up and noticing how there's this idea, okay, one, that if you're a Black woman, this is kind of what was programmed into my head by society and what I saw and observed, is that you're a Black woman. If you get angry, you're an angry Black woman. It's never like, oh, you're an angry white woman, she's an angry Asian woman, she's an angry, whatever. I was like, whatever woman. It's always like the angry Black woman. That's like the title, the way it goes. And I've observed this from a child until now. And what I decided is I don't want to be lumped into that, because I'm not an angry person. I do have anger within me, and that's another video for another time, like anybody else. And I've been working heavily on that, but I didn't feel like I was any more angry than the next woman who wasn't Black or who was brown or who was white, or who was Asian. And so it kind of got into my head. And so I was already a nice person, but then what I started to do is people please. So if I'm walking, I felt like I had to say good morning to make this person feel good. I told myself it was because I wanted to make this person feel good or feel seen, which is true partially, but also it's because I didn't want them to see me as an angry Black woman. I would smile even if I didn't feel like smiling that day. I wore these masks and had these I don't even know what you call it. Like, it's just these moments of being fake, really, just so that a person wouldn't see an example of a person who they didn't deem as being an angry Black woman. And I keep saying that over and over again because this dawned on me, and I was like mind blown that this whole time I've been doing this. And I'm not saying that when I say good morning and I'm nice to people, I'm not being nice genuinely, but it was in the back of my mind. That was the reason why I started doing it, was because I didn't want to be lumped into a category that I felt that I was not supposed to be lumped into. And this also plays out in a lot of things too. You could think of, this is not people pleasing, but just an example of like when I go into the store, I always do things subconsciously to make sure they know I did not steal. And if you're not a Black or brown person, you may not even understand this, but like if you go into a store, how people will watch you, which is crazy because I used to do loss prevention. I used to catch thieves, and I was very good at catching thieves. I did it all the time. And so I thought it was funny. I think it's funny still to this day that you're going to sit here and stare at me when I'm thinking I'm trying to steal, but then the next person or this old lady is trying to steal from you right over there. And so that's another example of things I do subconsciously, or I stopped doing this, but where I would do things so that they would know I'm not stealing. It's like I'll go in the store. Sometimes you go in the store and you don't buy anything. You don't want anything. But yet I would have to act like and be aware, like, hey, see me. I'm not doing anything. Don't think I'm stealing just because I'm a Black woman and I have locks or braids or whatever, Another thing is I never wanted to be seen like the ghetto Black girl either. I didn't want to be seen that way. I didn't want to be lumped into whatever the like whatever society was saying a black woman should be, I didn't want to be lumped into that. I wanted to be opposite. I wanted to be the black sheep, I guess, and it used to kind of bother me. And I think like an even deeper thing is like, it could have stemmed from in the beginning from self-hate, because I couldn't understand that, why I couldn't be accepted as a black girl, why I couldn't be smart for a black girl, why I couldn't like certain things. Like I had no idea until I turned like, I was early 20s, I think, or late teens. I had no idea that there was a thing that black people can't swim. I had no idea, because in my family, we're like the United Nations. There's all ethnicities. Everybody swims. Like I think all my cousins, I know nobody in my family that does not know how to swim. And I'm thinking to make sure I'm speaking factually, but I don't know very many people in my family, or none really that I could think of, that cannot swim. And it was just normal to me. And for people to come in and put me in this box that because I am a black person and a woman, this is the expectation, it bothered me. And I'm sharing this with you because I don't know if you're like me, and this is no judgment, and I hope you're not judging me on this, but this is where it comes down to like self-love. Like when you start to hate yourself, or not to approve of yourself, or feel you're worthy because of your skin color, or what you deem as a flaw, or your hair, whatever it is. And this is so, like, this conversation is short, but like it can go so deep, because I could talk to you about how I felt about my hair, how I felt about my skin color. I felt like I was in between. I wasn't accepted by the dark skinned girls, and then I wasn't accepted by the light skinned girls. And then I also felt like I was low key trying to fit into either one, and then realizing like, I'm just me. I'm a black woman, but I am me. And just realizing that being an angry black woman doesn't just define me. Like it goes further than that. And I just challenge you, if you are someone who has been in this mode of people pleasing, because people pleasing is also doing what I said, like where you're saying good morning to people to make them feel better. Because like, think about it, like what is people pleasing? It's literally pleasing people, and you're not putting your needs first. You're putting theirs ahead of yours, which again, there's nothing wrong with putting people's needs ahead of yours sometimes. But when you're doing it most of the time, when you're going out your way to do things that you really don't want to do, or that do not align with who you want to be, or that, do not serve your purpose or serve you, or God didn't call you to do, it's a disservice to you and to others. Also, this could stem from wanting people to like how I wanted to be accepted. It's like caring what people think. And again, I think it's very important to care what people think, because back in the day, that was like literally acceptance, being accepted into the tribe was very important. That was how we survived. That's how, like, because if you were not accepted, you were like literally outcasted, or you were thrown away to the wolves, or you couldn't survive. But now we're in a society where you can live, even if you're not accepted, you're able to live. You can definitely live very successfully in a long life without being accepted by everybody. Because now it's too much. It's like social media, there's too much access to too much information and too much judgment. But there's also so much good in that very same thing. So another thing that could stem from this, if it's not what I was mentioning, it could just be the fact that you want to be accepted. So you do these things, you say good morning, you show this love. I believe the root cause also is the acceptance part, wanting to feel acknowledged and loved and seen. I just wanted society to know that we're not all angry black women. Like there's all kinds of women, there's angry men, and there's angry children. Like, you know what I mean? They're unhappy people. And that's where it stemmed from in the beginning. And just like that thought, like I said, it blew my mind. Like I was like, wow. And I'm still grateful that I did it, because I know that there's people who've told me, like I said, have complimented me on or said thank you for me seeing them. Because I know some people want to be seen so bad, but they're afraid to be seen. And when somebody does see them and acknowledges them, and they're honest and they're loving, it makes their day. So yeah, that was the video. I don't know if you have any input on that, if this is something you've experienced. Like I said, I didn't want to go too deep into this video and get into all of the things, but it was just something I noticed, and I was like, man, let me talk about this briefly and see if there's any other black women. And maybe you're not a black woman, maybe you're a brown woman, or a white woman, but you have a stereotype that's been like cast on you, and you feel like you people please so that you didn't have to be put into that box to fit into what society said this is what you are. And if that is you, or if you know a story of someone else, definitely share in the comments. I'm very interested, because I'm like, I can't be the only one. This is like, I don't know, it blew my mind. If I'm the only one, that's cool too. But if I'm not the only one, definitely would love to hear your stories or your experiences, whether good or bad. Because I feel like mine's a good thing. It started off as a bad, negative kind of thing, but I feel like it blossomed into something better. And now I could tell you that when I'm walking, if I don't feel like saying good morning to someone, I won't. I won't. I'll just keep on walking. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to feel bad about it. I don't care if they think I'm an angry black woman. I did want to mention that, because I keep forgetting this, but I did want to mention I will definitely have a blog post up on the same topic, probably in more depth. So definitely keep an eye out for that link below in the description box. The website is not perfect. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how to build websites. I did it pretty quick. But hopefully in the next, month, I will have something looking prettier, or I'll hire someone to do it for me. But I do have an idea of what I want my site to look like, my blog specifically, in the shop, for when I have something special coming up in the next couple of months. So when my shop is up too, I want the website to look nice. So I'm like, don't judge me on the website if you're watching this as of current day. If you're watching in the future, the website probably is better. The blog probably looks more visually appealing. But if you're watching it now, just know the content is what matters. I'm going to make it beautiful. I promise. Okay. Thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. With all my love, Lana.